Gary Gnu. Gary Gnu. That's what I look like. Performed by Jim Martin. La, 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 la. Do I look alright? I feel like a crazy person. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hale empath. I was just looking at my hair. I was like, I look like that GNU on the Great Space Coaster. I've had my hair back in a ponytail all day, so I just took it out. And then, of course, I can't cut the back of my hair, because I can't see back there. So I got this stuff. I can get pretty close, but I don't want to trim off no long things. I don't have a whole lot of real estate up here. So, anyway, it's been kind of a hard day around here for me. But I've been really trying to focus on being in gratitude. Luna got sick again this morning, about 3 o'clock this morning. Threw up air all over the place. So I spent the better part of, from 3 until 5 or so, I was just like weird kid praying, praying for healing over her sweet little tummy. So the vet called me back this morning, about 11 o'clock. I was trying to get her in, and he's like, I think what we want to do is keep her on probiotics. So went and picked up some of those and got her some ID dog food for sensitive stomach. I had already made her boiled chicken and rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner today. So, but she feels fine. And then I let her out, and then she had diarrhea. I was like, oh geez, we got a new symptom, But she was perky, she was peppy, Then I got some really sad news. I saw on the Facebook. I hate finding out about when they die on Facebook. I hate that, but I guess if I didn't find out on Facebook, I probably would never find out. So, woman I used to know, we used to go to hang out. We used to have the same friends, mutual friends of Bill W. And I don't know the circumstances. I do know she was only 51 years old. She died on the 6th, and it's just tough because it's just another person gone, another person gone. And it's just sad. She's one of those that was, always had a smile on her face. That's why I'm like, dude, why aren't people freaking worrying about the people with the smile on their face all the time? That's like a red flag when people are happy all the time. I look around and I see people and they're just so happy, and everything is so great and so wonderful, and they got their boats and they got their cars and they got their, bells and they got their whistles. All the while they're surrounded by people that are fucking miserable, but they don't care. The lack of empathy in society has just grown to a grotesque amount. I used to chalk it off that, that because people couldn't handle their own emotions, because they can't handle their own feelings, that they really try to stay out of other people, so they ignore. When people are suffering, when people are in pain, they ignore. Oh no, they'll be alright. I don't need to be the one to do nothing. Somebody else will do something. Then everybody has that freaking mentality, and then another one is gone. So, alcohol, man, it's a crazy foe. It's cunning, it's baffling, it's powerful. It makes people do. People know what wet brain is. People have any idea what wet brain is? You drink long enough, then you become like, the freaking current president of the United States. I swear that dude has wet brain, man. It's not Alzheimer's, nothing like that. He's just been a drunk his whole life, and it just never got told no. And when people never get told no, they don't have any discipline. They don't have that little white angel, that little angel on their shoulder that says, no, don't do that. You don't harm people. You don't hurt people. No, they don't got none of that. They just got the devil on their shoulder, and the devil tells them what to do. To live for yourself. It's a dog eat dog world. It's every man for himself. They'll be alright, you know? When I was a little girl, I never thought that the world would turn out this way. I'd always see old buildings and stuff like that, and I never understood why people took it so serious. Like, you know, like you have these because every new building is going to be an old building one day. You know, and you have all these developers that are going into these cities, and they're buying up all this area, and building these buildings and these, because they can pay exorbitant prices for shit. They think that they have the mindset that everybody else is like them, but there's a lot of people struggling in this world. I don't know if anybody noticed, but, there's some bullshit freaking made up commentary that's been going on the last year and a half, and supposedly the truth is going to come out. But I don't know if it's going to or not, because my whole life I've seen the truth of the reality of situations, this world, but people just put all their effort into covering it up. But you can't cover up the truth, man. And people just just keep your head down, just keep your, just mind your own business, just float through life, I'm even seeing people like building houses and stuff like that, and everything is just so great. But the majority of the people on this I think the majority of the people on this planet are really hurting. They've never once made mental health a freaking priority in this country or any other country. They just pay themselves to create offices and to furnish offices and to make letterhead and print freaking placards and signs and freaking banners that say, "We care." But if there are so many organizations and companies and businesses that exist, that they all exist because they care, how come so many people are killing themselves and stuff like that? How come so many people are suffering? Yeah? I guess all those non-for-profits, which everybody knows they're all for profit. Your church is for profit. It's all a racket. It's all a crock, and the gig is up. The gig is up. I was listening to Zach a little while earlier today, and I just haven't been in the mood. I just am trying to stay off the internet, because every time I freaking open a page, I see something about, oh yeah, a freaking, a general in the freaking army got demoted to lieutenant, second lieutenant. So they took all of it, took him all the way down to the bottom, because he freaking raped his freaking little girl from the time she was 3 years old. You have all these freaking egomaniacal perverts that freaking ruin people's lives, by just freaking chasing, it's just gross. It's just gross. And there's so many of them. And I know so many women with the same story. But none of these people ever get freaking, there's just so much. There's just so much. But then you got the people that are la 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 la, everything's great. God's gonna save us. God fixes everything. When I was a little girl, I used to pray to God, God, get me out of this, help me, God, keep me from this situation, keep mom from harm, keep, this from, and it all happened. It happened anyway. I still pray to God. I just don't freaking, don't get as disappointed in this day and age when freaking shit don't go my way. Because stuff has never really gone my way. It never really has. If you ask people that know me, like my brother, he even says, people have never really done you a lot of favors in your life, Margie. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that unfortunate? Because I look around and I see so many people doing favors for other people, and I'm just like, I ain't in that club, man. I ain't never been in a club. I ain't never been a part. Even when I was in the Air Force, I was like, I ain't freaking doing this for freaking 20 years. I don't know how anybody could stand themselves to have enough self-respect to do freaking 20 years in the freaking Air Force. Frankly, so much fraud, waste, and abuse, man. It's because of freaking egos. These egomaniacal dudes that are playing chess with humans' lives, Why don't people have a problem with that? No, instead, on the 4th of July, they keep freaking blowing up their fireworks to commemorate the freedoms in which we don't have, but it's a nice idea? Really? People just don't think much, man. They don't think for themselves very much. I didn't even make cookies today. I made butter yesterday. Turned out pretty good, I think. I'll show you. I am gonna try. Bloop. I am gonna try. Bloop. There's still water in the bottom of it. I am gonna try coconut oil infusion very, very soon. We didn't do. What else happened today? So Luna didn't feel good, but she got her probiotics, and she hasn't thrown up since. It is the worst thing to do, to wake up in the middle of the night to, you know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I was even gonna go down to Wally World and get a little mini, like, kiddie pool and fill it up because it's gonna start getting warm. But I was like, no, I'm not. I can't. When I went out earlier, I had to get my cat food for the outside cats, and I feel the fire, man. I feel the fury, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It was like one of those things that it was like every fucking idiot. It was like, idiot, pull out in front of Marge today, you know, or don't use your blinker, or just like people that are so consumed by themselves that they don't fucking think about anybody else, and the planet is mostly made up of those people. But it's one of the reasons why I make my cookies and my soon-to-be candy and stuff like that, because that's what I can do to contribute to make people feel better about things, because, boy, if anything, it'll give you a good night's sleep, you know? It's my contribution to trying to make the world a little bit lighter, because when people hurt a little bit less physically, then they're less inclined to freaking lash out freaking verbally and shit like that. So, I don't know, the world, some people have had very similar life experiences to so many other people, and then there's the group of people that have had like these really crazy life experiences. But, you know, the world ain't made for everybody. See? Because the people that can't imagine, it is so hard to watch like politicians and stuff like that, and just listen to them speak anything like that, because I'm just like, how are you, on what authority do you get to designate what people do with their lives when you probably couldn't even fucking change your own tire? You know, you'd be one of those in a freaking, you know, apocalyptic event, that you'd be one of the people to go in 3 days. That's what they say. Majority of the people are freaking, by day 3, people are going to be eating each other and all that stuff. You know, because they never learned any skills. People don't have skills. What kind of skills do people have today? Skills. What can people contribute to a community if freaking shit hits the fan? Besides being a whole place to put it, you know, there's plenty of those on the planet. There's plenty of penis pockets and freaking, you know, people that all they do is freaking chasing sensations and living their way and all that sex and perversion and whatever. We know what happens when those people run the world. But what we don't know, and another thing, while I'm thinking about it, I live in New Mexico, and I think it's really freaking embarrassing for all these Native Americans to be so fucking compliant with the fucking government, because you know, of all the people in this nation, you should know better than we should know better than any other freaking shade of our skin that the government doesn't ever say anything true. Yeah. Did they ever acknowledge the genocide and what happened on American soil? Have they ever acknowledged it as being genocide? Ancestors being taken down from... I did a video about it a couple years ago. From 60 million to 800,000. Yeah? Yeah? They get freaking, wrap babies up in freaking disease-infested blankets and just do all kinds of... Hey, buddy, want to take a, want a drink? Here's a drink. Here's a drink, buddy, Friend, here, take a drink. Okay, and then get them all drunk and then freaking, manipulate and take advantage and take their land and freaking kill them and rape their families and all that stuff, So, I mean, people really... I mean, we're going to talk about what kind of nation... What kind of foundation this country is built on. That's what it's built on. And there is a very real thing called karma. And karma's coming back around. I really have no personal investment as to happen. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. This world has never been for me. It's never, ever been for me. I fit into the world. I can play the game. I could play the game. But that's the thing. It's all a game. In games... are usually ruled by people that are freaking very unfair, and they want things their way, and there is no everybody consciousness. It's just what they want and how they want it, and they don't care about anything else. What else is going on? Did I just, what I just remember? So I think it's funny when anybody, and it's just like, how many times have you been into a government? I've worked in the government, so I know how lazy these people are. That's why nothing ever gets done, man. They're too busy freaking thinking of ways to get out of work. Even when I was in the Air Force, people were never in the shop. They're always gone. And it's like, how is anything ever going to get done? But it's all a club. Rules and regulations really mean nothing. It's all about who's in charge and which way it's swinging that day. And then they get out. And then, see, a lot of them got out. A lot of the freaking swinging wieners got out, like, in the last 20 years. Then they went in the public's, the politician sector. Like that fucking D-bags Flynn. Dude, they're all freaking crooks, dude. They're all crooks. If you look at their history, how many of them got their enlistment sign-on bonuses and hazardous duty locations? You know why they do that? You know why they send their buddies over? Oh, I'm going to put on captain soon. I should probably do it when I'm in Iraq, so that way I get tax-free on that shit. You don't got to pay taxes on it. Yeah? Is that fair? Is that the American dream? Is that what this country's... When I was in Operation Iraqi bullshit, there are these freaking... These National Guardsmen outside of San Bernardino. Right? That they would fly... We were there, March 20th? March 19th, March 20th, we took off. And then, so April. So overnight, I think it's March 31st, or the 31st, 31 days in March. And then April. What they do is now we're in Crete, right? We're not really in harm's way. We're, but what they would do is they flew over Iraq. They flew over Iraq. And then flew around a little while. Oh, okay. Turn to midnight. Okay, that's 2 months tax-free. Just for flying over. And their job was no different than mine, But see, I suppose if I was allowed to go along, on these shady and shystery things, I guess then I would be in less position to be able to speak on it. But I've never been invited to go. I've never been in the freaking the side that benefits, I've always been on the side that doesn't benefit, and then I'm like, well, that's not very fair. That's not very fair. That's fraudulent. That's wasteful. That's abuse. And then people still send their freaking, just so darn happy when your freaking little baby boy and baby girl sign their freaking name on the dotted line to go over and protect the freedoms in which we don't have. Stop signing your freaking just kids' lives away. Why don't you encourage your kid to do something the kid wants to do that they would be good at instead of freaking the slacker freaking military, dude? Huh? Readiness is shit, dude. We're fucked. Or if anybody ever happens on this land, we're so screwed, dude. Because what? Look who has all the guns. Look who's got all the guns. It's going to be interesting. The next few months, man. It's going to be interesting. Dude, this world ain't going to get better. It's not going to get better, so you might as well learn how to freaking enjoy yourself in the midst of fucking chaos, because people haven't even seen the chaos yet. They haven't. Gee, I hope they don't go have too much cognitive dissonance. You ever seen a person in shock? It's kind of hard to watch. Have you ever seen a person disassociate? It's kind of hard to watch. And now, you know, and now when I look around and I see how people that, you know, have the biggest hearts, how they slip through the cracks, nobody cares, to the point that, whatever, you know, get your freaking support system. Get your support system in line. And if you don't have one, get good with being freaking pretty and fancy and lovely here anytime soon. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people know that. Anyway. Good thing I came on and did a talk. I just don't want to do these anymore at all. I just started to, you know, or maybe what I'd like to do is have a fucking life and like be able to go out and like do things in life and then come back and share about it. But evidently God's like, nah, you don't need a life. You need to live an existence in isolation and not be mad about it. Not wonder, not question, and just be good with what you got. That's what you get to do. So, I do it. But I'm really kind of getting sick of some stuff, though. I got to figure out how to do stuff different, because it's really going to annoy me. Huh, Stan Lee. Stan Lee's my favorite guy in the world. He's the best guy in the world. We're going to split a bowl of cereal. And, yeah, this is me after I meditated all day. I meditated, like, for the most part of the day, because what else is there to do? I did go out one time, though. And I took Luna to the post office this morning, too, so I went out 2 times. But, I don't know. I guess I always looked at it, life is just always more fun when you share it with other people, and I'm fucking 47 years old, and I'm tired of fucking looking for people to share life with, you know? So, it's just a very frustrating place to be. It's a very frustrating place to be. So, anything else? What else is going on in the world today? Yep. People living the best versions of their life, finding their tribes, finding their cliques, finding their groups. It's always, the cycle happens every year, but it just never fucking happens for me. I know a lot of other people it doesn't happen for either. It's just how it is. People think we have free will. Basically, the only free will we have is how we're gonna look at things. Is this gonna really, really suck? Or is it going to not suck so bad? That's pretty much the free will that we have. But as far as like controlling what happens in our lives and stuff like that, yeah. And the people that do, they must be using some of that black magic or something like that. That magic, that dark stuff that I won't use. Seems like everybody that's anybody has used that black magic in some capacity. It's just not fair. Anyway. It's been kind of a... I don't know, it's been kind of a hard week. It's just been kind of, you know, more of going with the flow, more of going along, because it doesn't matter what I try. It doesn't matter, you know, the ideas I come up with. I just am, I guess basically my role in life is to exist knowing that you can be wrong a lot, and make a lot of mistakes,